My husband's ex-girlfriend is dying. Her last wish is to be with my husband. I've had this one on the docket for a second.
You got some nerve on you, lady. You got some real nerve.
Well, this is the question. Is the nerve of the lady saying that, or is this the boyfriend saying, like, she's dying? And
it's crazy,
like
too. She lives in, like,
this.
Australia or some shit, and she's going to fucking the husband's going to Canada to spend the last days with this woman.
But
he's trying to be like, it's just like my best friend, but you're like,
this is what
ex.
So the husband basically, after finding out that her husband's ex-girlfriend has been diagnosed with late-stage breast cancer, a woman was feeling awful about her reluctance to allow her husband to fulfill the woman's dying wish. Now that's a good catch. She's feeling bad that she won't let you go smash. His ex and they became best friends. This is what, you know, when people are like, you can't be best friends with your ex or whatever, and you go, why? And you go, they should just send them this article. I'll be like, well, here's an example.
Here's a good reason why. I mean, I would be more cool, I guess, if my ex was best friends with someone who lived like half the world away versus like in the same city. Maybe you could be like, that's less.
That'd be less cool if they're best friends.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess you're just like,
she's
not worried about the things you would be worried about. But yeah,
I would be fine with the ex being the best friend if the ex is gay now.
Sure.
Even then, it's still a little strange.
The whole thing is bizarre.
But yeah, but girls, like, I think there are a lot of girls are in a scenario where they're like, they believe all the stuff. Mm-hmm. So then how can I go back to not believing all the stuff?
Yep.
So they were together for 5 years. And needless to say, they remain in contact even before he met me. 2 weeks ago, my husband received a call from her about the sad news. My husband cried with her and told her everything is going to be okay. What? This is, do you remember when Pete Davidson was with Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
And then Mac Miller died? And then Ariana Grande was just like, every post was about how like Mac Miller's so amazing and all this stuff. And I guess they'd remain friends and be like, that. I always think of that. It'd be like such a nightmare for me. It's like dating a girl and then her ex dies to a friend and then she's just posting everywhere. It's like, he was the most beautiful soul that ever lived.
Of them together.
Yeah, and you're just like, I honestly don't know if I would be like okay with it on like a actual level.
Yeah.
Like in the sense that I'd be like, listen, you could do all this stuff, and they'd be like, oh, you're cold and heartless or whatever, and I'd be like, listen, like, do whatever you want, and you get to do. I feel like I have some version of like, you're allowed to do whatever you want, but if you're gonna be like posting all these photos about how great your ex-boyfriend was, like, just know that I won't be here waiting for you after that. Yeah. And then she'd be like, you're an asshole. And I'd be like,
yeah, like you get one. You could be like a one photo post. Rest
you get one.
But like a whole making montage videos.
The best dick that ever.
Yeah. Whoa. You're really taking advantage of my kindness.
He was so great. No one knew how to fulfill me. He was such a generous man and lover.
This is not really what I meant by one, but... All right.
I'd love that if that happened to you, though. If your girl was posting that. Because you probably would. You probably a fucking cuck bitch would let.
Just a simple rest in peace will do. I think.
No one knew how to tune me up. And believe you me, my new boyfriend's pretty good at tuning up, but it still paled in comparison.
He's way behind this guy.
Honestly, the only positive is our downstairs neighbors of our old house will have to know that they'll never again hear the rocket. Anyone living underneath
they'll
them,
never have the dust falling on them after one of our legendary sex sessions.
Me and my friends fondly referred to his sex as legendary. Although I'm with a new man right now, I will never ever forget about him. I will think of him daily, even while I'm having sex with the current. Perfect body, chiseled,
all the stuff.
That'd stink.
Oh, big time.
2 weeks ago, my husband received a call, and then she goes, he's been going over to Canada so he could hang out with her and hold her hand on the bed and stuff like that. I think it's so obvious if anyone with like any sort of like.
I mean, I guess if he's not been making trips to Canada, though, like maybe it is the kind of thing where he's just like this loser dude who's like, she really is my best friend, and there's nothing sexual, but you're still just like, this is still fucking weird.
Right.
Like even if he's not going to go have sex with her when she's about to die from cancer, you're like, it's still weird.
I think that's sort of the argument. It was like. And that's the arguments that like everyone has where you go, well, it's fine, blah, 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 blah. And you go, yeah, I don't care. I mean, it's the same reason you could like rationalize to me, like, what do you care if I put on 10 pounds? And to be like, I do. So,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? The same thing where you're like, what do you care? It's like, to be honest, you're like, I'm allowed to not like things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You taking a plane trip? How was your trip? It's like, oh, he's doing okay, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This guy, they just moved to Australia and now they're going back to Canada.
You have to move there with him?
I don't think she wants her to move. He's just like, peace. I'll see you when she's dead.
Yeah, I like it.
2 months or something.
Anyway, the reason that I was even funny to me more so was the idea that that's not really what's happening, though. It's just the guy's going to his wife, and he was like, how is she? It's like, she's doing fine. Oh, she has one crazy last request to smash me. Like, she didn't really say it. You know what I mean? There was one thing. Actually, funny that you mentioned it. Is there anything we can do to help her? I mean, actually.
Yeah, I'm on the first flight out to Edmonton tomorrow morning.
It's so crazy, but the main thing that she wants right now as a woman is my D. She said that's
It's her last dying wish. Who am I to say no?
Who am I to say no to her one last dying wish for my D?